Yeah. So let me explain the code, guys. So this is a paint, and you can see the structure that we defined is ls_a header, which is this one, which is of type I, HTTP and VP. Now this structure has name and value fields, ls_header name and ls_header value. So as I already told you, name must be filled with content disposition. So same thing, content disposition. Now coming to the value, so value should have first of all attachment semicolon and then file name equals to. So you can see ls_header value, I'm having attachment semicolon file name equals to double quotation start. After the double quotation, what should be there? File name should be there. So now I need to concatenate, after the double quotation, I need to concatenate my file name. So that's why I'm writing concatenate whatever the value that you already have in this. So this particular ls_header value, that means still here, concatenate that with file name and place the result again back to ls_header value. Okay, so that means, so once you concatenate this anil.jpg, so you will get anil.jpg, and after that I need ending double quotation. So I want this ending double quotation also. Starting double quotation, I already kept it here. So this is starting double quotation. I want ending double quotation also. So for that, I am writing one more concatenate statement. ls_header value, whatever I have till now, append that with a double quotation, ending double quotation, and again place the value in ls_header value itself. So ultimately, my ls_header value will contain attachment semicolon file name equals to double quotation start, file name, double quotation ends. Okay, all right, and then we need to set this as a header parameter. So we use set header parameter, and we need to pass this is the importing parameter, and we need to pass this ls_header as a importing parameter for this. So that's all activated. So this completes the front backend. Now since our getString function is implemented, and if I give the correct employee ID whose photos has been uploaded already, so let me just check whose photos has been uploaded. So display, go to the contents of this table, execute. So we have two photos, Babji and Anil, 10002, 10003. So we know that this particular URL will go and call the getString function. So let us see if the file gets downloaded into the downloads folder or not. So first of all, 10002, which is anil.jpg. So let me delete both of these from my downloads. So I have deleted. And now I am hitting this URL. So all of you observe, hitting this URL, clicking enter. And now you can see the download happened with the same name anil.jpg. So let me open this. So that means if I have to download or display, I need to call this URL from SAP UI5 application, right? So keep this particular URL in a notepad. This is the URL for download or display both of them. Okay, for SAP UI5. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to the view to, for the object header, there is a property called icon, and for the icon, all of you observe what I'm doing. I will bind this particular entire URL to this icon. Now if I bind this URL to the icon, I know that this 10002 is a hard-coded value. and icon means the placeholder for the photo. Okay, so let us see. So I'm going to the view to Anil, right? And you can see Anil photo is getting displayed in the second view, but this is hard coded. So it does not matter, even I go to Amit also, it will display the same photo. Even I go to Vijay also, it displays the same photo. So why it is displaying the same photo? The simple reason is we hard coded the employee ID. Now in place of this employee ID, just give the binding of employee ID. You already give it here, so same way you give it here. Now when this URL gets executed, so whatever is there within the flower braces, that comes under binding, and it will be replaced with a dynamic employee ID value. Now let us see. I'm clicking Anil. You should get Anil photo and go back, click on Babji, and you should get Babji photo. That's all, over. This is a display part. You can change this particular icon with a circular manner. So you can write like something like icon shape or something. Image shape. Okay. So instead of square, there is an option called circular. So you can use image shape circle. So it comes like this. Circle means it don't come exactly like circle, but it comes like a oval. It depends. So this picture is suitable and it has displayed as a circle. So this picture is coming as a oval. So basically it depends on the image, it automatically adjusts. Okay. All right. Fine. So this is basically display part. Now I want to download this image on click of this image itself. I want to download this image. So how can I download this image? So first of all, this particular image is not clickable, because when I'm keeping my mouse onto the image, I'm not getting a hand symbol. So hand symbol indicates you can click and then some action will happen. But even here also it is showing mouse pointer, even on the image also it is showing mouse pointer. So first of all, I need to enable this particular image for the download. So how can you do that? There is a property called icon active. And if you give true, then this particular image becomes active for the download. Now I am keeping my mouse onto the image. Now you can see the hand symbol is coming. So hand symbol indicates you can do some action. So that means you can click this particular image so that it gets downloaded. Okay. Right, now pressing this particular image is an action. So pressing this image is an action, and when you press this, we can assign a function. So let me assign a function, icon press, and let's write on press image. Now copy this function into the controller. This is view2, and we need to write this code in the view2 controller. So I'm going to write it here. And what exactly you want to do inside this function? So basically, I want this image to be downloaded. To download the image or to display the image, we need to call the same URL from SAP UI5. So how to call this kind of URLs, which basically calls the getStream function? We can call them directly First we need to define a variable called URL and just hard code this particular URL directly like this. Okay. Now in this entire statement, in this entire URL, this 100001 is a variable. So you should not hard code this 100001. But how can I get this 100001? You have many options to get. So you can get it from here. You can get it from here as well. Or you can also get it from the binding that happened to the entire view. So we have binded. So if you see here, we have done this dot get view dot bind element. So that means this employee's data has been binded to the entire view. So from this binding also we can get. Okay, so variable empid equal to this dot get view. So for the view, the binding is happened. So I will get the binding back, binding context dot get property. So which property I want? I want only employee ID. So I will get the employee ID. So like this also you can get. Or you can get from the text UI element that you have. So you are displaying the employee ID here. So you can give an ID. So you can give an ID for this UI element and you can write this by ID, point out to this UI element and you write get text. Otherwise you give a ID for this ID text or something, and in the controller you write this by ID, point out to this UI element and say get text. So when you say get text, it gives employee ID. Like that also you can do. So many options are there. But what I did, I know that this view has been binded to this employee set of employee ID. So I'm doing reverse. So this dot get view. Hey Mr. View, you already binded with some data. So get me that binding context. And from that I'm taking employee ID. Okay, right. So since I have the employee ID, I'm removing the hard coding and keeping the variable. And then don't forget the shortcut that I mentioned previously. View plus symbol on both sides of the variable and double quotation on both sides of the plus. That's all. Now this is the URL. Now we need to hit this URL. We need to hit this URL. To hit the URL, you no need to depend on OData model, because the URLs that are triggering your dollar value, that is nothing but your getStream function. So only getStream related method calling, you can do it directly without using OData model. Okay, so to call this getStream method OData service URLs, SAP has given a library called sap.yum.url helper. So this URL helper has a function called the redirect, and you can directly give the URL that you want to hit and download, and give the second parameter true. The first parameter is the URL, so which you want to hit to the backend, and the second parameter indicates whether you want the download to happen in the new window or in the same window. So if you give false, the download will happen in the same window wherever you are. If you give true, it opens the new window and the download will happen over there. So in real time, we give false only. It looks good if the download happens in the same window, so we give false. So only three statements. First, get your employee ID, then construct the URL, and remember the dollar value related URLs, to trigger them to the backend, OData model is not required. Okay, so construct the URL and then use sap.yum.url helper, which is a library given by SAP for hitting these $value URLs. Okay, so URL helper will help you to trigger this URL. So you need to write redirect and then the URL and give false or true. True means download it in the new window, false means download it in the same window. That's all. Now let us test it. So display is working fine. Now I am clicking download, and before I click download again I am deleting both the files. Yeah, so I am clicking Anil and you can see the download has happened, and again you will get Anil's picture. Got it? So this is how you need to work for the display and download part of the image. For image we have display as well, but if you take any other document, display means we just display the file name, and when you click on that, so the download will happen. Okay, all right. So this is about the single file uploader. So whatever we have seen, this is the single file uploader. So in tomorrow's class, we are going to see multi-file uploader. Multi-file uploader. So normally nobody will teach this. They will stop with this single file uploader itself. But this is also used in real time. Multi-file uploader means you can upload multiple files. So for this we are going to take a scenario in tomorrow's class, and that is upload resumes. So we are assuming that one employee can have multiple resumes. For example, I started my career with Java, for example. So I can keep a Java resume, I can keep ABAP resume, I can keep SAP UI5 resume, I can keep 3 resumes, right? So just an example, normally we do, right? So even now if I want to get into Java world, I will write my resume as completely Java. If I want to get into ABAP, I will keep the same resume, right? So tomorrow we are going to take a scenario, and that is one employee can have any number of resumes. So we are going to create a resumes table separately. Unlike the photo table contains one photo for one employee, that's all. But resume table can have any number of resumes for a single employee. So here in the create employee scenario, below this, just like you have upload profile picture, you will have upload your resumes. And the UI element that we are going to use is a complete different UI element. It's a new UI element. It will accept multiple file uploads. Okay. The file upload and download concept is same. The logic is same. For file upload, again, the create stream function only gets called. For file download, again, get stream function only called. Whatever the logic that we have written for the single file upload, single file download, that is create stream and get stream function, same thing will be used. But for a different entity, different table. Now you might be wondering, Rizwan, we already written the code for photo upload and photo download inside our get stream function and create stream function. For example, if you take this get stream, we already written the code to download the photo. Then how can you write the code for downloading resume? The answer is, even though the get stream function is a common function, but it has a parameter called id underscore entity name or entity set name. When you are downloading a photo, the entity name parameter will be filled with photo. And when you are downloading a resume, anyway, tomorrow we will create a new table, that is resume table, and it will have the corresponding entity resume, just like you have the entity photo. So you have photo entity, right? So let me open the metadata document. So you created a photo entity. So similarly, we create tomorrow one more entity called resume entity. So when you are uploading the when you are uploading the resume or downloading the resume, same functions will be called, that is create stream and get stream. But what we do, we differentiate this logic. We keep this entire logic in a if condition. If a IV underscore entity name is equals to photo, then only you execute this logic. So this entire logic gets executed only for the photo upload and photo download. Okay? And at the bottom I write else if the IV underscore entity name, if this is equals to resume, now here I will write my resume download code. So basically SAP has given same method for file upload, create stream, for file download, get stream. But within that method, you can write for different entities. Unlike your CRUD operations, where if you take employee entity has separate 5 set of methods. Employee set underscore create entity, update entity, delete entity, get entity set. So if you take project entity, again the project entity has 5 set of methods. So unlike such a approach, for these kind of special scenarios, SAP has given only two methods, that is create stream for any file upload and get stream for any file download, whether the file is photo, whether the file is resume. So that is something you need to write by keeping this, by checking this IV underscore entity name parameter. You can use entity set name also, anything is fine. Okay, so writing command Z. Yeah, so I think that's fine. Activate this. So that is the agenda for tomorrow. So we can drop off for today. So we'll meet with our resume upload in tomorrow's class.
Rizwan, I have a question.
Coding will be same. Yeah.
Yeah. So if we click the photo multiple times, will the same photo gets downloaded?
Yeah.
Every time.
Same photo will get downloaded multiple times.
So it's like it is getting downloaded in downloads folder, right? So will it be like 1, 2?
Yeah, Anil 1, Anil 2 like that. So let me download and show you. So I click this. You got Anil 1, see? Because Anil is already there.
Okay, so like can't we check if it is already present, then we should
No. Those things we can't see. That is present in your downloads folder, which is your local computer.
Okay.
That we can't do. So if you are downloading 10 times also, it will download, but with a different name. Anil 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that we are not on, that we don't have control of your local laptop. Okay. See, yeah. Downloads is what? Downloads is not your application. Downloads is your local computer. Okay. Actually, it is against to policy. How can you access a end user's local computer?
It's like every time we open this contents, I mean Anil contents, every time it's get downloaded, right?
Yeah. So whenever you click on that, it gets downloaded. So when you are clicking on it, what you are doing, you are hitting the URL, so it is getting downloaded. That's all.
Okay.
Simple.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
I have one question here. So last time I think we have transferred data like both the header and item records, right, to database. So we use some deep entity or something in the backend code. So similarly while extracting, suppose if I just give only employee number, the header details and then the corresponding projects, both we would like to put it onto the screen, the front end. one
Okay.
click. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
So
we'll try. Yeah.
so that is already given as a automatic behavior. Let me show you. See, let's say. So this is your service, and employee set gives you all the data, and I want only one record. So this gives one record, 100001. Now, if I write, see, create deep entity opposite is, let me explain this. So whatever your question is, create underscore deep entity. So where, what we are doing, we are sending one employee data along with his projects, multiple projects, right? This is the flow from front end to the back end. Now your question is, I want to get employee data along with his projects from back end to the front end, right?
Yes.
That's your question.
Yeah. And map to the front end.
For that, actually, you no need to write any code. If you want to write it also, you can write. But SAP is giving that as a free gift. Okay. So if you write this, you are getting only one employee. And instead, if you write /2 projects, you will get projects of this employee. But if you want both of them, now here in place of slash, remove slash, and you need to write question mark $expand expand equal to 2 projects. So if you give expand equal to 2 projects, automatically this employee data along with his projects, both it will send to the front end. See, this is the project, only one project Anil has. So this is Anil data and his project data. This is Anil data, his project data. Let me change to 2, then you will probably understand. Now this is 2 projects. So this is project 2 for Anil, this is Anil. So previously Amit, I guess. So this is Anil. So this is Anil data and his both projects. So for this, actually, when OData framework has come, at that time, there is a method in the DPC extension class called get expanded entity. So what is get expanded entity? This is exactly the opposite. It is opposite of create deep entity. So once upon a time, this is not a free gift from OData framework. So what you need to do is, just like in create deep entity, you declare the deep structure. Okay. So here in there is a method. Even now also this method is available. Get expanded entity method is there. So you can go into this method, and what you need to do is you select that single record from your employee table. Okay, and select multiple records from your projects table, and keep this single employee record and keep the multiple project records in the deep structure, that is TS underscore deep entity. So this is something we created inside your Got it? Okay.